Are you ready to achieve your wildest dreams? I know I was when I started this YouTube channel. And the crazy thing is, it actually worked. As a result of this channel, I was finally able to quit a job that I really hated, and I was finally able to truly live a life that I had only dreamed about. But it wasn't all roses and unicorns. My journey to success pushed me to the brink of insanity. And just recently, I found myself on the edge of nearly destroying everything that I had built. Not only is it not necessary to have a YouTube channel to benefit from the hard-won lessons that I will share with you, you can apply what I'm going to reveal to you to anything and avoid the mistakes and failures I made that make it impossible to succeed. In order to understand my worst failure in 6 years, we have to visit my worst failure 6 years ago. It all started when I decided to start this YouTube channel. I was doing live in-person workshops. I wanted to grow this as a business. I wanted to do this full time. I still had my insurance agency, which is what basically funded me while I was working on this second business. I was talking to a friend of mine. He suggested that I do YouTube to grow my audience, to grow my business. I decided I was going to do a video every single day. For how long, I wasn't quite sure. I didn't know what the off-ramp was. I just wanted to get in there and start creating content, and more importantly, I wanted to share my knowledge. After doing a video every single day for about 8 months, I hit my first 1,000 subscribers, and then it seemed like at that point I had crossed some sort of threshold with the algorithm, and more views kept coming in. I started to really have a sense of a community and a following, and it was working. It felt wonderful. I would also bring in other teachers to teach workshops, especially teachers I wanted to learn from. Instead of paying money and traveling to wherever they were teaching, I would invite them here to Santa Cruz, which most of them wanted to teach in Santa Cruz because Santa Cruz is where NLP was created. The last workshop I did before starting my YouTube channel was with a well-known teacher, and when I brought him in for that workshop, I sold out that workshop. It was the biggest workshop I had done to date. This was before I started YouTube. So it was a tremendous success, and we both agreed, let's do this again 1 year from now. Well, that 1 year from then was after I had started my YouTube channel. Now I had about 4,000 subscribers. I had tripled the size of my email list. Not only is this going to sell out like it did last time, we're gonna have to find a bigger room. So 1 year before, I sold out a workshop with the same teacher. 1 year later, not only did I not sell it out, I had to cancel the workshop because not enough people signed up.
Overall well-being, and it's my experience that has shown me time and time again one simple fact.
To say that I was devastated would have been an understatement. I was crushed.
Put a lot at risk. So if it's time to make a change within your
I thought, there's no way that this is going to work. All the work that I've put into YouTube, doing a video every day, amassing subscribers, has all been for nothing. I thought for sure that was the end of it. At that point, I couldn't even put my camera up to talk to it. I was so devastated. I contemplated starting another business. I even contemplated going back to my insurance business, which I hadn't left yet, but like actually getting back into the office. And I started getting messages from people. And they were messages like, what happened to you? You suddenly disappeared. We hope you're not sick. We hope you're not dead. Please let us know that you're okay. First, I thought, well, why the hell didn't you show up to my workshop? But after a while, it really started to warm my heart that people seemed to really care about me and want to know that I was okay. Yeah, I don't know what else to do really, but okay, I'll make some more videos and we'll see what happens. I had told a good friend of mine that I was moving on, that I wasn't going to teach NLP anymore. He had been waiting for me to teach a practitioner training, and I always wanted to teach one. But whenever this workshop failed, I thought, well, there's no point in doing that. There's nobody who's going to show up. I thought, okay, instead of paying the money for a hotel conference room, I'll teach it out of my living room so I don't have to worry about those expenses. And all I need is 6 people. Then I'll teach this practitioner training. And I got 6 people. And I thought, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this. But after this, I am done. I am moving on. I am not going to do NLP training anymore. And I'm probably going to stop doing YouTube. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, I wonder how many people would pay for the online version of this training. So I put that out to my email list. and 10 people signed up right away. And not only that, people kept signing up. I thought to myself, I actually do have a business. People wanted an online training, and that's what really put me in business, and that's what really enabled me to walk away from my insurance business eventually. I thought YouTube had crushed me, but actually YouTube had saved me. So what started as my biggest failure turned into my biggest success. Lesson number 1, listen to everyone and don't listen to anyone. Now this sounds paradoxical, so listen carefully. When you're doing something, especially something that is outside of your comfort zone, like a creative endeavor or starting a new business, there will be no shortage of people who want to tell you how to do things. And most of the time, those people don't really know what they're talking about. Of course, seek out people who do know what they're talking about, who have done what it is that you want to accomplish, and listen to what they have to say. At the same time, that does not mean that what they tell you is good advice. It does not mean that what they tell you is actually going to help you. It might not even work for you at all. Take the information in, try it out, but don't fully commit or believe in what anyone is saying, because some of the greatest business owners and creators and artists, what really made them great was that they carved out their own way. So you need to leave space for you to find your unique path. Go with what makes sense to you, and what might not make sense to you now might make sense to you later. Right before the pandemic, I started to feel a little uneasy. I felt that my videos were becoming more and more formulaic. My channel's views went way up and my subscribers went way up, and there was nothing in particular that I was doing that was different. It was just because people were locked down and watching lots and lots of YouTube and lots of personal development. So I didn't feel as much of an urgency to change my videos at that point. It was more just keep making them. Kept telling myself this is the best time during lockdown to start a new way, make a new style of making videos. But I was partly afraid that if I did that I would alienate my audience. I also just didn't have a real clear direction on what to do or what to change, how to make these videos different and more interesting, and also in a way that would make it more fulfilling for me. Got down to the end of the pandemic and I realized I did not take this opportunity to change up these videos. But now it's time. I have to do something. If you're not enjoying the process, there's something wrong. Maybe you're going after the wrong goal. Maybe you're using the wrong strategy. Maybe you're not clear on what values you want to fulfill. Doesn't mean that any bit of hard work that you don't like, you stop what you're doing and do something else. You will have to do things that you don't necessarily enjoy, as long as that is contained within the process, an overall process that you find overall satisfying and enjoyable. It will be sustainable and you can see this through to the end. But if it's not enjoyable and it's not satisfying, you need to change something.
Based on what they believe about themselves. Of overall well-being. And it's my experience that
I don't want to ruin his day by telling him that that next video that he's working on is going to be a complete flop. And he spent a month total working on it. At the end of 2021, I was ready to really make this YouTube channel the success that I knew it could be. I felt like the potential for this channel could either be double, maybe even triple the size of its viewership and subscribers. By this time, the game on YouTube had changed, and I kind of had sensed that, but I was going to catch up really fast, and I was going to put a lot more effort into my videos and make better videos than I'd ever made before. Now, the problem with this is when you put that much more effort into your videos, it takes a lot longer for you to complete your videos. From 2 videos a week, I went to 1 video a month. And about midway through 2022, everything started taking a nosedive. All of my views started taking a nosedive, my ad revenue, my average monthly subscribers, total watch time, everything started going down. People were messaging me and saying, "Are you still making videos?" And it began to feel like with every video I made, the views and the watch time on my channel would drop. Now, that didn't make any sense, but nothing was making sense after a while. And I got extremely frustrated to the point where I felt like I was in a double bind. I didn't want to make videos anymore because I was afraid that I was going to kill my channel. And at the same time, if I didn't make videos, then nobody would watch. I felt like there was nothing I could do to help my channel, that it was dying, and that anything I did to try to save it would only kill it faster. If a video didn't succeed, and it didn't hit certain numbers, I was absolutely crushed. I spent way too much time focusing on the analytics, which is important. We need to know how we're doing. What I could have done is I could have taken that effort and that focus and put it on just making better videos and just doing better each time and finding ways to enjoy the process more and more. Because I was so focused on the numbers and the outcomes, I couldn't really enjoy the process. And even when I made a video that I was very satisfied with, I allowed my focus on the numbers and the outcome. I let that rob me of the learning process and the enjoyment that I could have had if I had just focused on the process and getting better and better. So not only did I not double the size of my channel, I was actually hurting my channel's progress. I was moving it backwards, which was absolutely devastating because I was working so hard to do just the opposite. Focus 1% on achieving and 99% on the process and on getting better and better. So I quit. Well, not quite. I needed to take a break. I told this to my business partner and to my wife, who I work with, and neither of them were happy about this because it's this channel that really drives the business. I mean, this is the fuel, and I was basically telling them I'm shutting off the fuel. I'm shutting out the lights for a while. Later that night, I went to bed and I felt so at peace, slept really well, and then I woke up early the next morning and I had a solution. I had an answer. It's like I just knew what it was. Everything that I've ever succeeded at, it was usually preceded by many failures. Failures that didn't stop me, but failures that cleared the way for something new. I've had many failed relationships. The way that I look at those is not things that I shouldn't have done, or not relationships or people I shouldn't have been with. Those relationships were ways of clearing the path to find the wife that I have now, who I'm more happy with than I could ever be. When you feel stuck, when you feel burned out, at the very least, take a break. Sometimes you might have to do what I did and tell yourself that you're actually going to quit. Why does this work? If you think about the hero's journey, pretty much nearly every movie you watch, there comes that point where the second act is ending and the third act is about to begin. Typically what happens at that point is the hero gives up on what he wants because he realizes he can't get it. And in giving up on that, something new happens. A new possibility arises. Probably the best example that I can think of, the very first Rocky movie. At the end of the second act, Rocky realizes he cannot beat the Apollo Creed, and he tells his girlfriend that he cannot win. When he gives up on winning, a new possibility arises. He decides that because no other fighter, no other boxer has gone the distance with the Apollo Creed, that that's his goal. He changes his goal to, I at least want to go the distance. For me, with my YouTube channel, I had gotten to that point where I realized what I was trying to do was just not going to work. If I would continued this way, I would have ran my channel into the ground. I was pretty sure that when I decided to take a break, that I would come back, but I really needed to clear that out. I needed to completely give up on that goal for that new possibility to arise. So when in doubt, take a break. You might even have to quit that goal. Quit on it for a while. Maybe you'll come back to it. You need to clear that space for something new to come in, something that is possible that you can do now. When I had my first major failure here on YouTube, it cleared the way for me to find a business model that I didn't even think that was going to work for me. And it ended up being far better than I could have ever imagined. This worst failure that I just had in 6 years, what it has done is cleared the way for me to understand that what I really want to do on this channel is teach. It goes back to everything that I started this channel to do, which is to share my knowledge, to share especially all that I've learned in NLP, and to share the things that have helped me in my life and having that direct connection with my viewers. So I did 30 straight days of lives, and it worked. It grew my channel. I have gotten more views, more watch time than I've ever gotten before, and I just really enjoyed myself, and it was very satisfying. So it all came together. Also, I can still do these bigger videos, these videos that take more time, and I can do fewer of them. I can do one a month like I was doing before, and then I can do all these lives in between. I didn't quite double the channel, but that's okay. I'm happy doing what I'm doing now. It's also not so much the numbers that I'm hitting on my YouTube YouTube channel that's making me happy. That's surprisingly not making me as happy as I thought it would. What really makes me happy and satisfied in this process is just getting back to teaching. So if you want to make sure that you know when I'm going live so you can jump on, make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell so that you'll get the notifications when I'm live, and let's learn together.